Thank you to Kickoff for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Theoretical and whichever kind of physicist Leonard is of the Reject Nation, we are back!
Wow.
It is a momentous occasion. You did it. You saw the call. You heard the call of the bang. You heard the bazinga horn blown many miles away. You lit the torches. You came together. You left the likes. You commented. You welcomed us into your community. And now we're moving on to season 2, Big Bang Theory. Sheldon, Leonard, and the gang. Penny and all that. Aaron.
John.
Are you excited? What are you expecting today as we embark on a new season?
I am looking forward to it. I am very curious to see, based off the way the last season ended, how we're going to start. Are Penny and Leonard going to be a couple now that they've gone on their first date? Is this a false start? Are we going to do a will they, won't they thing with them? Are they just going to be together for 12 years of the show? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out, man. How are you?
I'm concerned I don't have enough layers today.
Don't. You need at least 6 more layers.
A couple hats on. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the show grows, because if there's anything we know about sitcoms, you know, they find their footing, and usually season 2, 3, 4, especially if you get as deep as this show does in the episode log, you know, we're about to see them really find their stride, I would imagine. I haven't really heard a lot of fan guidance on, you know, what to expect, but you know, a lot of people at the outset have said, like, stick with it, so I get the sense that we're about to see, you know, them really hit some strides. So,
like a level up of sorts.
Yeah, let's, in fact, no more yakking, let's just level up right now. 1-up box, let's do it that thing.
So you see, what you're eating is not technically yogurt. It's really just ice milk with carrageenan added for thickness.
That's actually good to know.
It's also not pink and has no berries.
What? And it's from Baskin Robbins.
What was your question again?
Do you want some?
Or I guess that could be a PB.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Right.
That's right.
Gas.
Yeah, got it.
Dude, cereal jokes.
Hey.
The
Security camera.
The end
Is
of
that
their
Howard's
date.
camera?
Dude, the D-Link.
Jesus.
A lot of D-Link product placement here. Oh my God. Oh golly.
Oh, Lord.
There's a draft.
No.
Oh, God, Howard, stop it.
Howard.
Why don't you just go into your...
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Slow things down a little.
No, I didn't mean to go into your apartment too.
This is only our first date.
Yeah, okay, sure, no problem. Why don't we just figure out where we're going, and rate of speed equals distance over time?
Just tell her that the camera's right there.
Dude. I'm pretty sure that's a Baskin
Or we
Robbins
could
cup.
just wing it.
That might work too.
I cannot tell how this date went. Kiss on the cheek.
He's coming. Screensaver.
Yep.
Screensaver. Whoa.
You think you're so cool.
Hey, Leonard, how was your day?
Bite me.
Bite me, Howard.
How could you just sit there and let them spy on me?
They exploited my complete lack of interest in what you were doing. When future generations try to determine why your relationship with Penny, this right here is the black box.
Oh, God.
Dude, she said she wants to slow things down.
I'm really enjoying this meal. I'm going to slow down and savor it.
Exactly.
Like, this fish tastes bad. I'm gonna slow down and spit it out.
No.
Don't do that to him.
I'm not the fish.
Y'all just
You make a
haters.
second date?
No, we sort of decided to wing it.
Oh, no.
Even I know that's lame.
Damn.
Yeah, scientifically, that's lame.
We went to dinner, we laughed, we kissed. Where could I have possibly gone wrong?
Leonard, the littlest things can set women off. Like,
Don't listen to your friends.
hey, the waitress is hot. I bet we could get her to come home with us. Or how
You know.
much does your mom weigh? I want to know what I'm getting into.
I didn't say anything like that.
Good, because they don't
Why not?
work.
Yeah, you think?
You know, try again.
Don't care for it if you stare at them and hyperventilate. Sadly, that's my home run swing.
You know?
I didn't even have to refer to my impromptu conversation starters.
Impromptu.
Let's go to the tape.
Oh no. Don't go to the tape.
Look at her reaction to the goodnight kiss. No change in respiration.
Nice close up, by the way.
No, not you too, Raj.
That feels so weird.
Clearly a bad sign amongst mating humans.
It's not a bad sign.
You might as well have been too iguana with no dewlap enlargement.
Yeah.
Worst sign of all is you're here and not there.
Because I'm taking things slow. Hey, compared to you guys, approach is warp speed.
Also, Homegirl just ended with her last guy.
And every guy she's been with probably wanted to hook up right away.
This is
Not
true.
to profile these guys.
Give him time.
that hope will grow back because nearly 14 years, a billion years ago, the expansion started. Wait, it did.
It did.
That's how the
It's
universe
true.
started.
Oh, I've seen those things. I've never actually used them before.
Doing that is like karaoke. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That seems so well designed.
So efficient. Have you seen those things before?
No.
4 is still releasing the fabric softener too early in the cycle, so I'd avoid using that for your delicates.
Wow. Nice, Sheldon.
You brought
Trash bra.
Trash bra.
Why don't you just take your clothes
There
down
it
to
is.
the river and beat them with a rock?
Get you a washboard.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
At least it's the earth, friendly one.
Can I ask you a question?
I would prefer that you not, but I won't go so far as to forbid it.
Okay, here's my question. Has Leonard ever dated, a regular girl?
Likely not.
Well, I assume you're not
No.
referring to digestive regularity. Because I've come to learn that such inquiries are inappropriate.
Yes. Good.
I'm happy to know that.
Ever been involved with someone who wasn't a brainiac?
DC.
Years ago, he did go out with a woman who had a PhD in French literature.
Those are Howard's socks.
How is that not a brainiac?
They definitely are.
Well, for one thing, she was French. For another, it was literature.
Fair. That's some brainy shit. French lit. Uh-oh.
Do you think that if Leonard and I keep dating,
There's a mic in
he'll
those socks.
eventually get bored with me?
Oh, wow.
That depends.
On what?
Do you have a working knowledge of quantum physics?
No.
Do you speak Klingon?
Oh, Jesus.
You know any card tricks?
Okay.
You could forever expand his world, though, with all new things.
Leonard has no business being involved with a waitress/act. She lied to him about finishing community college.
Aww.
I wanted to think I was some kind of stupid loser.
You thought the opposite of stupid loser was community college graduate?
Jesus.
Dude. Hey.
Hey, do that
it's
thing
what you make of it.
Do that thing his sister did. Hit a speed bag.
There are a lot of successful people in this country who are community college graduates.
Yeah, but you were neither.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
No. This
Okay,
poor
look,
girl.
this is between you and me. You cannot tell Leonard any of this.
Do you flunk out of high school and get your GED?
Well, I'm sorry. But you would have had to express that desire before revealing the secret, so that I could choose whether or not I wanted to accept the covenant of secret keeping.
Yeah.
You can't impose a secret on an ex post facto basis.
Yeah, that's fair.
Secret keeping is a complicated endeavor. It's been about facial expressions, autonomic reflexes. When I try to deceive, I myself have more nervous tics than a Lyme disease research facility.
No,
my God.
hire DJ Qualls again. To verify the story.
It's a joke. It relies on the homonymic relationship between tick and tick, the involuntary muscular contraction.
That is amazing.
I made it up myself.
I love it. It's tickled. It's so great.
Tickled Sheldon is a vibe.
I will absolutely die of embarrassment.
Physiologically impossible.
Oh, Sheldon, please. Look, I'm asking you as a friend.
So you're saying that friendship contains within it an inherent obligation to maintain confidences?
Yeah.
Gee, one more question. Perhaps I should have led with this. When did we become friends?
Oh, damn.
Dude.
I couldn't become Green Lantern unless I was chosen by the Guardians of Oa.
Of course.
Enough startup capital and adequate research facility, I could be Batman.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
That's attainable.
You gotta work out a little bit more, but sure.
Sure, I'm Batman. See?
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Penny.
Hey, honey, if you're not doing anything Friday night, I thought maybe we could go see a movie.
Well, I'm not sure. The manager hasn't posted the schedule yet. How about I let you know?
Just let me know when you know.
Or-
God, I am the bad fish.
No, I hate it.
What did I do wrong?
Why are you asking me? I have no information about your interactions with Penny, nor do I have any method of learning such things.
Oh, you're about to know both sides of it. Yeah.
Run, Sheldon!
You seem to be implying an informational back channel between me and Penny. You need to be careful how you phrase things, sir.
Yeah, bucko.
What's going on with you?
Why do you insist on attempting to drag me into matters which have nothing to do with me, a person to whom I barely speak?
Twitch! You gotta lock in, Sheldon. I'm
Shell-shocked.
fine. Everything's fine.
Shell-shocked.
What's wrong with your face?
There's no reason to bring my looks into this.
Yeah, hey.
Good day, Leonard.
That's just petty,
I
Leonard.
said good day.
I said good day, sir.
Good day?
That really did send Sheldon into a capital T tizzy.
All right, he's gonna break into hives.
And sticky rice. Our soup of the day.
You must release me from my oath.
I'm gonna start saying that to people.
Why don't you take me?
You must release me from my oath.
I'm going to fold like an energy-based de novo protein in conformational space,
Hire DJ Qualls.
like a Renaissance triptych. Like a cheap suit.
Oh,
Cheap suit.
why is it so hard for you to keep one little secret?
I'm constitutionally incapable. Prestigious government research fellowship at a secret military super collider. Agricultural station, 12.5 miles southeast of Traverse City, Michigan.
Let's go there. Let's see that.
You gotta tell him what you told him during the gift buying episode. It's a social contract or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's a socially something imperative.
Not graduating from community college, okay?
Forget? You want me to forget? This mind does not forget.
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten a single thing since the day my mother stopped breastfeeding me.
Non-negotiable social
It was a drizzly
contract.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Drizzly Tuesday.
Keep my secrets. You're just gonna have to figure out a way to do it.
Leonard, I'm moving out.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Lol.
Why?
There doesn't have to be a reason.
Nice camera move.
Either the reason is predicated on a series of sub-reasons leading to an infinite regression, i.e. I'm moving out because I'm moving out.
It is what it is.
Leonard, I don't see how I could have made it any simpler.
Yeah, keep up.
Hey, qu'est-ce que ça?
Alien bro.
Qu'est-ce que ça?
We just got back from that exhibit of those plasticized human cadavers.
And some of those skinless chicks were
Oh jeez.
It's what's inside that counts.
Yeah, I guess so.
kind of an overreaction to a little harmless necrophilia.
You know, what's a little harmless necrophilia among friends?
He says he's moving out.
Did you change the contrast or brightness settings on the television? Did you take a band-aid off in front of him?
No? Did you buy generic ketchup, forget to rinse the sink, talk to him through the bathroom door?
Oh. Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Just the thermostat cook with cilantro, pronounce the T in often?
Uh-oh.
No.
I really
Did you
thought of
make
that.
fun of trains?
You go watch the Patrick H. Williams train video now.
We all knew this day was coming.
Also, Raj has 4 layers on today.
That was
Damn it.
fast.
My pre-packed disaster evacuation bag, recommended by the Department of Homeland Security and Sarah Connor.
Yes.
Where are you gonna live?
Until I find a permanent place, I will stay with friends.
Bye.
Dude, Raj and Sheldon episode?
You can't stay with me. I have a teeny tiny apartment.
But isn't hosting guests an aspect of Manushya Yajna? Duties or sacrifices of the Hindu householder?
Wow.
Oh wow, pulling culture on his ass.
I hate trains.
Tell me why, though.
You love trains.
Yes, I do. Come on.
You can't beat him. Can't hate a train. Wow. Making it a fish.
This could work.
All by himself.
Wow. Suave guy with the Diet Coke.
Right.
I see you.
One finger with the spritz. Okay. Wow, this is a
old
nice
building.
apartment. This is very big.
60 years.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about the residual radium from the luminous dials?
Of course.
Not until now.
They made a movie about all those ladies.
I can't believe I didn't bring my Geiger counter.
All the women who worked on the watches.
I'm surprised Sheldon just sat down.
Well, if you're not comfortable staying here, Sheldon.
I'm kidding, I packed it.
Nah.
It was a joke. I was subverting the conversational expectations.
Ryan Johnsondom.
Old switcheroo.
Switcheroo. Oh, no.
Have to.
Ooh. Satin shorts.
Satin bed set with satin sheets is crazy.
Dude.
You just slipping and sliding all night.
Nothing.
You're it.
Tag, you're it.
You put them in a brown paper bag and set them on fire?
Wow.
Damn. Because Sheldon's the shit.
Sheldon's a shit.
No lumbar support whatsoever.
Yeah, geez.
Maybe you'd be happier on a park bench.
I don't see anybody get a park bench in here.
Nah.
You're right. He has Halo too.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Halo-
fine.
Halo
I'm
3.
perfectly comfortable sleeping on a bouncy castle.
Another copy of Halo 3.
And another one down there.
What's going on? Are you boys roughhousing?
Oh, no.
Just talking, Ma.
I'm not gonna let you have any more sleepovers.
No, Mom. Mom, no.
7 years old. It's not even a school night.
Yeah.
Okay, he does have Wonder Woman, some other heroes on the walls.
Yeah, he's got a lineup.
You see it? You see it on the bottom there? When he lays down.
Halle Berry's a little unnerving.
Oh, my. Reverse shot to that.
Don't
Look at it.
She's like my fourth favorite Catwoman. Yeah, Julie Newmar, Michelle Pfeiffer, Eartha Kitt, and then her.
What about Lee Merriweather?
Oh, I forgot about Lee Merriweather.
Where does Lee Merriweather go?
That makes Halle Berry my fifth favorite Catwoman.
Naturally.
Eartha Kitt, Lee Merriweather.
Please, I'm begging you, go to sleep.
Trying. I'm counting Catwomen.
Yeah.
Counting Catwoman.
Let the man work.
She did make a fine mutant in the X-Men movies, though. My favorite of the X-Men. In order, that would be Wolverine, Cyclops. Oh, wait, I forgot Professor X.
That
Yeah,
surprises me
Professor
that
X should be your
Sheldon's
boy.
favorite is Wolverine.
Professor X makes way more sense.
It's Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Cyclops, Iceman, then Storm,
Sheldon does like
all
Marvel.
night naming all the X-Men.
There he is.
There he is.
Buddy, bud.
What did you do to him? Did you give him one of those newfangled sleep medications?
Mr. Polly dumped him on me, and he couldn't get to sleep, so I gave him a glass of warm milk with a handful of my mom's Valium in it.
No.
There we go.
But he still wouldn't shut up, so Tag, you're it.
Wow. The PJ shirt and the jeans.
I'm back.
I don't know why you laugh.
Okay, now he's loopy. He's gonna tell the secret.
I promised Penny
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell you the secret.
Yeah, of manifestation.
What secret? Tell me the secret.
Mom smokes in the car.
Oh, Mom.
Jesus is okay with it, but we can't tell Dad.
Yeah. Dad will be mad.
Not that secret. The other secret. I'm Batman. Damn it.
I knew it all along.
Penny told you a secret. What's the secret?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Oh my. Oh no.
Penny lied about graduating from community college because she's afraid she's not smart enough for Leonard.
So it's nothing I did? It's her problem?
I drank milk that tasted funny.
Call him fingers, but I've never seen him fing.
Penny thinks I'm too smart for her. That's ridiculous.
I know. Most of your work is extremely derivative.
Oh my
Don't
God,
worry,
Shelley.
that's not a secret.
Wow. You can tell
Everybody
anyone.
knows.
Everybody
Knows
knows.
it's crazy.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, dude. That's so mean.
Hi.
Yeah, hi, listen. I know what's been bothering you about us.
What are you talking about?
At first, I want to say that it's not Sheldon's fault. If Howard hadn't drugged him, he would have taken it to his grave.
Ouch.
Now that we know what the problem is, there's a simple solution.
Oh Christ.
Pasadena City College?
Oh, Jesus.
A place for fun, a place for knowledge.
No, Leonard.
They have a great
God.
radio station.
This man here is
KPCC is
playing
great.
hacky sack, and this girl's gonna be a paralegal.
Don't make her smart, just accept her as she is.
I get it, because Dr. Leonard Hofstadter can't date a girl without a fancy college degree.
That doesn't matter to me at all.
So it's fine with you if I'm not smart.
Absolutely.
No.
Why would you? So,
Okay, this
Leonard.
time I know where I went wrong.
Oh, God.
It's like the time machine. The more you try to avoid the outcome, the more you bring it about. Poor Lenny. Shelley and Lenny.
Lord. Bum, bum, bum.
Egg credits, and we're doing it. All right, there's the title. I didn't get to guess
All right,
it,
how
but
do we do?
oh my
Oh my,
God, this is
wow, that-
crazy work. All right, 2:15. Mr. Misogyny's tips for breaking through the glass ceiling. Shrill, bad, dusky, good. No man can happily work in or vote for a woman whose voice sounds like a mom or wife yelling at him. Whether running Fortune 500 company or running for office, women should practice speaking like Kathleen Turner in Body Heat or Friends. If you have small children present, rent Who Framed Roger Rabbit and check out Jessica Rabbit. Power words. Down through the ages, there have been secret words and phrases that a select group of women have known and used and to give them control over men. Use them wisely and you'll be on the other side of that glass ceiling before you know it. A short list includes panties, huge, amazing, and anything you want. Just hurry. A short list includes, yes, anything you want, just hurry. For increased effectiveness, put it in dark mode. Say these words like Kathleen Turner. Boobs. If you got them, flaunt them. If you don't, buy them. Caution, this will cause other women to hate you. Do not despair. Once you and your terrific rack are running things, you can fire jealous bitches. Politically correct flirting. There is no such thing. That being said, by subtle words or actions, you can make a man feel sexually viable. He will act like a fool, and you can steal his job. If you think that's cruel, you're not ready to break through the glass ceiling and should instead consider marrying a fat guy with hedge fund money and a history of confusing his erection pills with his heart medication. Asterisk. The views and opinions of Mr. Misogyny are not endorsed, held, or shared by Chuck Lorre Productions, Chuck Lorre, anyone who works for Chuck Lorre, or any of his friends, neighbors, and or relatives. And with that, we're moving the on to episode 2.
Amen.
1, 2,
You did great.
and a 3.
Killed it.
Put it in dark mode. 3.
Worst Renaissance fair ever.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Go, Sheldon.
It was rife with historians.
Now this is something where the layers make sense.
Here we go.
Her costume was obviously Germanic, but in 1487,
Oh, no.
this severely limited the availability of mead. At best, they would have had some sort of spiced wine.
You're nitpicking.
Really? Well, here's another nit for you.
Why do the
flagons
festival?
Would not have been made of polypropylene.
You're not gonna get it right. Why do it?
They're about taking chubby girls who work at Kinko's and says howdy.
Muslims would not have said howdy in the 15th century. If anything, they would have said huzzah.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Sheldon, I just want to be part of the conversation.
Hey guys.
No.
Looks like you've been to the Renaissance Fair.
Renaissance fair, more of a medieval / Age of Enlightenment / any excuse to wear a codpiece fair.
Also, that it's all the above. It's all the things.
You guys, this is my friend Eric.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah,
That look.
good to see you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Bye guys.
Oh.
Look at that.
Thanks, my mom made it.
Boo earns. Oh, that's actually she did a good job, honestly.
Trey awkward.
Yeah,
It wasn't awkward.
thank you, Harold. I meant Harold with an E.
And now we're both moving on.
She's going out with other men, and you spend the afternoon making 15th century soap with Wolowitz?
You can't just put ye old in front of anything you want and expect to get away with it.
Yeah.
Please just go.
Start
in
your
my
own fair,
chainmail
Sheldon.
Stuck in my underwear.
You need chainmail
Wearing
underwear.
modern underwear.
Relatively modern. Why? What are you wearing?
I fashioned historically accurate undergarments out of linen.
Hell yeah, my man.
Nice.
You went out and bought linen?
Don't be silly. I borrowed one of your pillowcases.
Borrowed?
Yeah.
Whole universe it all started with a big bang. What Sheldon did to Leonard's pillowcases.
Yes, it did.
You know what? I'm happy that Penny's moving on.
Are you saying that you've been holding back?
Of course. Out of respect.
So how do you explain the 10 years before Penny?
Who were you respecting then?
My heart hurts.
Well, I've dated plenty of women. There was Joyce Kim, Leslie Winkle.
There, you know.
The Oxford English Dictionary, the word plenty has been redefined to mean two.
Oh. Accuracy.
What about that girl last year at Comic-Con?
Doesn't count. What happens in costume at Comic-Con stays at Comic-Con.
Fair. It's a whole other world.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened to me.
Oh no.
Fault, Raj. He was dressed as a green Orion slave girl.
What was he actually dressed as?
We were mocking Leonard for not moving on. Dude, you have totally not moved on.
Oh, did you intentionally dress like that?
Actually making a date with someone.
Like who?
There's Joyce Kim. She defected back to North Korea, so
Oh, jeez.
a little geographically undesirable.
Yes, geographically.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Research methodology is sloppy, and to make matters worse, she's often mean to me.
Oh.
Yeah, she
That's why
gives
you
you
gotta
what
date her.
for.
You'd hit particulate soil in a colloidal suspension.
Mud.
Yeah. You would bury Kogan some grave dirt shit.
She's not interested in dating.
really
as much
would.
as using men as tools
I believe
for
it.
stress relief.
Be a tool.
I want a version of Saltburn starring Wolowitz.
I do not.
If he and Penny had actually engaged in physical intimacy.
You mean like you and Richard the slave girl?
Let this man live.
Let him live.
Don't
He told
panic.
me his name was Kimberly.
Don't panic, boys. You'll be fine.
I feel like
Explore
Wolowitz-
the spectrum.
I feel like Wolowitz do the naked dance, but with just the turtleneck
Yeah,
piece.
little Dickie on.
Yep.
If we were, the food would be better.
Hey, Leonard.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Leslie.
Hey, dummy.
Hey, dummy.
Dummy.
Give him a noogie next.
Insufficiently intelligent person.
Rush me to the burn unit.
Start saying that.
That was nice. Still in that. Yep.
Gentlemen, we are like halfway through the year, and if building your credit was one of those goals that you had never started or you wanted to get better at, this is your sign because you're listening to this video, because this video is sponsored by Kickoff. You know, it took me a while, probably like a little too much of a while, to really understand how important credit is. You don't realize how much it can affect until you're like trying to get a car, rent an apartment, have a family, get married, look for a home, pursue an opportunity for your business, pretty much everything when you're adulting. And that's why Kickoff is great, because it's an app designed to help you build credit. You choose a monthly plan. Kickoff opens a credit building account for you, and your on-time monthly payments are reported to the credit bureaus. Love them. Basically, you make small, manageable payments, kick off reports that responsible behavior, and you begin creating a positive financial track record. And what appealed to me about Kickoff was having like a simple, affordable place to start. Autopay especially stood out because I feel like I got a million things to remember. Kickoff Basic is their most popular plan. It's at $5 a month. Kickoff Premium is their most balanced plan. That is $20. And Kickoff Ultimate, its most powerful plan, is $35. You could sign up from your phone in minutes with no credit check, hidden fees, or interest. A new Kickoff account immediately diversifies your credit mix. Your on-time Kickoff payments over the account lifetime build payment history. And because the monthly payments are small, your credit utilization can get healthier fast. Kickoff Premium can also report the rent you're already paying. That means every positive on-time rent payment can be reported to help build your credit. Users with credit under 600 grow an average of 86 points just by paying on time. So you can start building credit with Kickoff today and get your first month for as little as $1. That's 80% off the normal price when you go to kickoff.com/rejects today. That's Kickoff with FC. Get KIKOFF.com/rejects. And because of the subject matter, mandatory disclaimer. They'll sign up via kickoff.com/rejects. Activate offer. Offer applies to new Kickoff customers. First month only. Subject to approval. Offer subject to change. Average first year credit score. Impacted plus 86 points. 2024, 2025. Kickoff credit account users who started with a score below 600 paid on time. And no delinquencies or collections after the credit profile during that period. They payments may negatively impact your credit score. Individual results may vary. Thank you, Kickoff.
I'm going to go do work that promises significant results, as opposed to what you do, which does not.
You know, it's not very Green Lantern-y behavior. Oh!
I wonder if that was an actual accident.
He does some fun physical comedy.
So I heard your relationship with Penny crashed to the ground like blue ice falling out of an airplane lavatory.
Where'd you hear that?
Actually, I read it. Wolowitz texted me.
No. Why did you give him your number?
Good one. I gave him an LOL.
Was it all caps?
You're unattached. Maybe we can revisit our previous attachment.
Oh.
Are you suggesting another bout of stress release?
From now on, I'm fully committed to the traditional relationship paradigm.
Really? What changed?
Time in every woman's life when she gets tired of waking up on a strange futon with a bunch of people she doesn't know.
A bunch of people?
You know, Leslie lived.
Slow things down, and who better to slow things down with than you?
Let's go inert.
Might as well. You're like, might as well. You seem like an okay option.
You'll rent a movie, artsy but accessible, then light petting, no coitus.
All right. Which movie are you renting, artsy but accessible?
I'll leave the details up to you. I think it's better if you assume the male role.
We can divide some of that up,
Thank you. That's very thoughtful.
That's very thoughtful.
Call me.
Call me Leslie.
Great news. My mom sent me my old Nintendo 64.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Let's
What
get
games? Star Fox?
You know what this means, don't you? Break out the Red Bull. It's time to
Mario
rock
64?
Mario old school.
Mario
yeah.
64 is classic.
I kind of have other plans tonight.
We can pick up right where I left off in 1999 when I had pernicious anemia.
Oh, pernicious.
Someone's coming over.
Okay, no problem. I have 3 controllers. The more the merrier.
Threesome.
Sheldon, it's a date. I have a date coming over.
Well, you can't blame me for not jumping to that conclusion.
Wowie.
Why? What's so unusual about me having a date?
Well, statistically speaking.
All right.
All right, don't answer that. That's rhetorical.
Make yourself scarce.
Leonard, I am a published theoretical physicist and an IQ which can't be accurately measured by normal tests. How much scarcer could I be?
Wow.
You know what I mean. Could you just give us a little privacy?
You want me to leave the apartment? You mean just go someplace else?
Go hang out with Penny.
Or go to your
This is
room.
my apartment, too.
I know it is, and if science ever discovers a second member of your species and you two would like some privacy, I'd be more than happy to get out of your way.
Yeah, dude.
Well, all right
It's an
then.
ask, but also fair. I mean, this is part of being a bro. Oh no.
What are you doing?
Oh
Playing
no.
Super Mario on a Nintendo 64 emulator.
She's not fully intending to not do a second date, is she?
I am a modern-day Napoleon exiled to the Elba of the staircase because Leonard, get this, has a date.
I'm so excited for the Ridley Scott movie about this.
Good for him. Yeah, but why are you sitting here? Why don't you just go to a movie or something?
Alone?
Yeah,
dude.
it's super nice.
What if I choke on my popcorn? Who will administer the Heimlich maneuver?
I never thought of that
Well,
though.
then don't order popcorn.
No popcorn at the Listen to yourself.
Listen to your see. That's
Well, why don't you go to a coffee shop?
I don't drink coffee.
They have other things.
tea.
What do they have?
The old pause.
You know, cookies, pastries.
Pastries
Teas.
such as bear claws?
Yeah, sure.
I don't like bear claws.
Oh my god.
Bro.
Hey, Penny. Dumb.
Dumb.
With all the overrated physicists and all the labs and all the world, why does it have to be Leslie Winkle?
Well, they have a lot in common. I mean, they're both scientists.
The only way she can make a contribution to science would be if they resume sending chimps into space.
Wow.
And she did solve your thing last season.
Yeah, that's why he's so mad. Okay, she does have a date. All right, fair.
Everybody has a date. Even you, Mario, going after Princess Peach. What am I doing? I'm just enabling you.
On my Dell? You just get an emulator instead?
This is pretty
Did
good
you
orange
say that?
chicken.
Yeah, it's from Chang's.
Not Chow's?
No, Chang's.
What happened to Chow's?
It changed.
It changed. We don't get James Hung anymore?
Change to chow.
How many children do you think we should have?
My God. A little fast there, girl.
That was a little abrupt.
A little.
I mean, that too.
So many things to talk about before we discuss reproduction.
I sure hope so.
Oh, Christ.
Besides shortness, what genetic weaknesses run in your family?
Go home.
Battery's dying. Continue.
Continue.
There's the lactose intolerance.
Don't forget the male pattern baldness.
No.
When his uncles sit around the dinner table, they look like a half carton of eggs.
Jesus.
The extension cord.
Okay.
She's fun.
Just gonna leave the door open.
Let's get it. How many flights does that? That needs to go like 3 or 4 flights down, though. That's gonna come right out, yeah.
Okay, yeah, my uncles are bald, but my Aunt Edna is one of the hairiest women you'll ever meet. Sweet lady. It always tickles when she hugs me.
Lol.
What now?
I have to make pee-pee.
I have to make pee-pee.
That's what a man of science says.
That's definitely what he would say.
He's gonna conduct an experiment in the lavatory.
If by eccentric you mean passive-aggressive East Texas blowhole, I agree.
That's my band.
I think tonight was a very good start. I guess I'll call you and we'll arrange another evening.
So you wait a minimum of 18 hours before you call, so I'm not repulsed by your cloying eagerness.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's your decision. You're the man.
It was an experiment designed by this guy named
Schrodinger! Oh my God, no.
Schrodinger.
Charlie Brown cartoons?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Call back.
Oh, hey, Leonard.
Hello.
Leslie.
Hi.
Ugh. She's not happy about that. I don't know.
Good night.
It's awkward regardless. Oh, Christ, the Lord.
Oh,
No.
God. Are you trying to kiss him, too?
Oh, no. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. Everyone's making each other jelly. Oh, damn, though, wing woman. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Christ the Lord. No, no, no.
Rubbing. Oh, hello.
Call me.
Oh, they're still going.
Okay, good night.
What?
Had a great time. Ciao.
I'm sorry. I am not going back to the Renaissance Fair.
Come on, Sheldon. There's so few places I can wear my jester costume.
Yeah.
I don't care. There are far too many historical anomalies for my comfort.
You can go dressed as a Star Trek science officer exploring a planet similar to Earth in the 1500s.
Ooh. Yes.
You mean like Spock?
Sure.
Fascinating.
Yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Sheldon Spock. Sheldon Spock.
Sheldon?
Spock? Lol.
Why don't we all
Sheldon
move
Spock.
over there so Leslie can join us?
Oh, no.
Tinkleberg.
Trouble deciding where to sit. May I suggest 1 potato, 2 potato? Leslie Winkle experimental methodology.
Ouch.
That's the name of the episode.
Somewhat, yeah, probably.
You can either sit with me, your friend, or you can sit with an overrated scientist you might have sex with.
Woof, dude.
You're right, it is simple.
Big hate. Big hating. Hater Sheldon.
Hey, Sheldon. 3rd floor tonight? Mixing it up? Oh.
Where's it plugged into?
Stan, why you don't just go to dinner or something?
Let's say I go to dinner alone, and during the meal I have to use the restroom. How do I know someone's not touching my food?
Yeah, fair.
Good night, Sheldon.
Penny, hold on. Are you sure things can't work out with you and Leonard? Just wondering if you really gave it the old college try. In your case, the old community college try.
Damn.
No, I mean, respect. Any college.
Leonard is upstairs right now with my arch enemy, the Dr. Doom to my Mr. Fantastic, the Dr. Octopus to my Spider-Man, the Dr. Savannah.
There you go.
How many supervillains have advanced degrees?
Captain Marvel. You just shouted out all the Marvel universe. The healing can begin.
Sheldon, come back. You're losing me.
She called me dumbass. I have no choice but to withdraw my previous objections to your ill-considered relationship with Leonard.
Oh, my.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks.
But I think for now, Leonard and I are just gonna stay friends.
No, that response is unacceptable to me.
You are a smart guy. You must know.
Smart? I'd have to lose 60 IQ points to be classified as smart.
Oh, wow.
You must know that if Leonard and Leslie want to be together, nothing you can do is gonna stop it.
You continue to underestimate my capabilities, madam.
Madam.
If you're really Leonard's friend, you will support him no matter who he wants to be with.
If Leonard's really my friend, why doesn't he have to support me in my hatred of Leslie Winkle?
Because love trumps trumps hate.
Oh, now you're just making stuff up.
That's an ironic statement.
Yeah.
Oh, Mario. If only I could control everyone the way I control you.
Solution.
Hop, you little plumber. Hop, hop, hop.
Hop, hop, hop.
Hop, little plumber boy.
Yahoo!
Why are they frozen kissing like
When the two of you
'cause
reach
he
a
walked in.
natural stopping point, I'd like to have a word.
The word is pee-pee. Just do it.
Nike.
Leonard, you're my friend, and friends support their friends, apparently.
Apparently.
So I'm withdrawing my objection to your desire to have a relationship with Leslie. She is an arrogant, subpar scientist. Loop quantum gravity better unites quantum mechanics with general relativity than does string theory.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Lordy, yep.
You kids have fun.
Just fight it out.
Hang on a second.
I'm listening. Amuse me.
Thrill me.
Okay, well, for one thing, we expect quantized space-time to manifest the speed of light for different colors.
Balderdash. Matter clearly consists of tiny strings.
Are you gonna let him talk to me like that?
Oh, no. Does he agree? I don't know who's right.
There's a lot of merit to both theories.
And only loop quantum gravity calculates the entropy of black holes.
Oh, no.
Sheldon, don't make that noise. It's disrespectful.
I should hope so. It was a snort of derision.
Oh, jeez.
Loop quantum gravity is the future of physics.
Snort of
Sorry,
derision
Leslie,
sounds
I
like a
guess I
magic card.
prefer my space stringy, not loopy.
I'm glad I found out the truth about you before this went any further.
Dizzle.
Truth. We're talking about untested hypotheses. It's no big deal.
Tell me, Leonard, how will we raise the children?
Oh, no. Yeah, what quantum theory will they adopt?
They're old enough and let them choose their own theory.
We can't let them choose, Leonard. They're children.
Jeez.
Wait, where are you going?
I could have accepted our kids being genetically unable to eat ice cream or ever.
Wow.
Jeez.
This is a deal breaker.
String theory?
That's wild.
Look on the bright side.
All right, what you got to say, Sheldon?
Only 9 more months to Comic-Con.
Hey, Doomsday trailer's coming. Nice.
They're back at the Ren Fair.
In someone's backyard. Hey!
Sheldon's vlog.
Captain,
This still looks
I'm
great.
getting an unusual reading.
Yeah, that's great. You guys want corn dogs?
Big turkey leg.
Corn dogs didn't come into existence till the first half of the 20th century.
Yes. Nice ears, though.
Bum, bum, bum.
A spooby-dee-boo-boo, a bwee-bee-shwee-bee-doo, a bwee-bee-dee-bee-shwee-bee-dee. The Codpiece Topology was not what I would have seen coming. Oh, number 217 is censored. Tonight's vanity card is about censorship. It was censored. As always, you know where to look. We gotta start going to chucklorre.gov. 1, 2, and a next one. It's episode 3, season 2.
Fellow warriors, this is Sheldon the Conqueror, so let's do another bladder check.
Butter chuck?
All right, Barry, we'll wait for you again, but you really should see a doctor.
Yeah, Barry, you got a UTI.
Sheldon is AFK.
Away from couch with a K?
I can't get my stupid door open.
You appear to have put your car key in the door lock. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yep, all right.
Damn it.
Would it be possible for you to do this a little more quietly?
Wow.
Can't get the damn key out.
Whereas the key for your Volkswagen uses a center cylinder system.
Yeah, it's two totally different things.
Thank you, Sheldon.
You're welcome.
Call your landlord.
Why did you put your car key in the door lock?
Because today I had an audition. It took me 2 hours to get
The American Midwest was mostly settled by Scandinavian and Germanic people.
in LA for almost 2 years now, and I haven't got a single acting job. I haven't even had in 6 months. Just walking up those stairs, a fly flew in my mouth, and I ate it.
Oh no, get the
Jeez.
protein though.
Actually, insects are a dietary staple in many cultures, almost pure protein.
Oh,
Ugh.
no. I hate that.
I hate it.
Paper bags.
The condensation on your frozen foods weaken the structural integrity of the bag.
Yeah, you got a double bag.
But returning to your key conundrum,
Double bubble bag?
you're frustrated because he phrased his reply in the form of a meaningless tautology?
Yes, of course.
Frustrated because I am a failure at everything, and my breath smells like fly.
Oh.
Not Goldblum breath.
Dude, Cronenberg episode, have her transform. There. It's back. Call back.
You prefer to wait in our apartment?
No, Sheldon, I'd rather sit on this freezing cold floor sobbing like a 3-year-old.
All right, then.
For God's sake.
Huh?
Gotta get your stuff, girl.
And I think I've gotten the hang of sarcasm.
Yeah, you need that sign back. It was in a hot, dense state, and then nearly 14 billion years ago, expansion started. Wait! Love paper bag, but yeah, double
Make yourself
bag.
comfortable. Not there.
Yes, that's the Sheldon seat. It's perfectly triangulated.
You know you don't have a problem with the feet on the table.
Come on, Holmes. Just walk around.
Is it the shoes or is it the feet? Or is it both?
I think it's just the crossing.
Oh, just getting across, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's everything. Maybe it's all of it.
Sheldon is back online.
Sheldor?
Shellator.
Shellator, yo.
What are you doing?
I'm playing Age of Conan game set in the universe of Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian.
Cool. Is that real?
I hope so.
I want to play.
Sheldon back online.
What's AFK?
AFK.
Yeah.
Away from keyboard.
Away from keyboard. AFK twig.
Oh, I see.
Yes, but what does it stand for?
And who's on second? Or first is first. What's on second? You get the joke. Oh my.
Kitty.
Little kitty cat.
No, that's not good for you. Don't eat that.
I don't know. Can I see him in another color?
Yes. Oh my God.
Click on them.
No. Get him in another. Customize your character.
You know there are groceries outside of your apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I stay in the jungle or go towards the beach?
It doesn't matter. Right now, you're looking for treasure.
So just explore.
Wait, where are you going?
If you run into crocodiles, just kick them with your boots.
Hey, I want this game.
She attempted to open her apartment with her car key.
Nicole
Her
Lorre.
face is overly Midwestern. She hasn't had in 6 months.
Oh no! Don't tell him that. There are some key facts missing from
Seriously,
your
6 months?
compilation of data.
A treasure chest. I'm rich.
Level 3 and she thinks she's rich.
Let her have this.
What a noob.
A noob with 10 zeros.
There must be a time jump between the season premiere and the second, third episode. What the hell?
Yeah, they're doing some cool
Oh,
wave
that's freaky.
shit.
Whoa.
That's some science for your ass.
That's cool. What is
Flubber.
that? Is that
It's-
it's just goo?
Yeah, they've made it so that it is like reacting to the waves. They're cornstarch and water. There you go.
It's solid under the percussive action of the speaker.
Funky.
Ooh.
Oh, geez. Don't hump towards her.
Listen.
No, that's what she said, Sheldon.
Ouch.
I've been exploring the island of Tortage, but I can't figure out how to get past the guard captain.
You can't slay the guard captain with a bronze dagger. It's like the car key in your apartment door all over again.
Ah!
Is that the place in the hill with the weird priest?
Oh, for God's sakes, Gimme.
Ah.
You're gonna have to learn to do these things for yourself, Penny.
Don't patronize me, just get the sword.
Look at them bonding.
Yeah, I love it.
What the frack?
You guys got a game together, and then she can start a Twitch channel, and then that'll get her acting career off the ground.
Some kind of weird comic book crossover.
Hulk, we're dating Peppermint Patty.
I
Yes.
thought Peppermint Patty was a lesbian.
Peppermint Patty's just athletic.
Oh, Peppermint Patty's by.
I want to kill the guard captain.
That girl needs to get life.
Yeah.
I love whatever bass.
He sleeps so still.
Mummy Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Danger! Danger!
Danger.
Danger, Will Rogers.
I got to level 25 and reached Purple Lotus Swamp, right?
You're in my bedroom.
Yes. In the middle of the night.
Leonard gave me an emergency key.
People can't be in my bedroom.
She's been in your bedroom. She rubbed your chest.
Pajama bottoms.
Oh, wow, you saucy little mink, Sheldon.
Wear different pajamas.
Can't wear different pajamas. These are my Monday pajamas.
Yeah.
Monday pajamas.
Is it too soon to join a quest to the Black Castle? I'm just not sure it's the right move for my character.
Sure, yeah, uh-huh.
These Hungarians, they're just using you for dragon fodder.
Oh.
Boy, you'd think you could trust a horde of Hungarian barbarians.
I love how into this she
Hungarian
is.
barbarians, Sagittarians with the Flarians.
Okay, well, you were great. Thanks.
Jesus, where in the conversation?
Don't go in Sheldon's room. He's not wearing bottoms.
Hell yeah, sis. Hell yeah. You were great. Where did that flow to the combo?
You want to catch me up again?
Shelley.
Dr. Winkle, what colorful name did you call Dr. Cooper this time?
Dr. Dumb.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a new one.
I was clearly signed up, and Dr. Winkle just wantonly ripped the sign-up sheet off the wall.
And he put his name down on every slot for the next 6 months.
Jeez.
Wow.
The university's resources are not being squandered chasing subatomic wild geese. Then I plead guilty.
Jeez. The feud. They're the Drake and Kendrick of quantum physics.
Is that Dr. Cooper?
God, no.
No, they're gonna be enemies to lovers.
Yeah, that's true. I'm rooting for it.
Gablehauser, it's for you.
What?
Yeah, Penny call you from work.
Hello?
I love this.
Penny, this is not a good time.
Yes, I love it.
I told you, you're not prepared for the sanctum of burning souls. Quest, and one should be a level 35 healer. Yep, we'll talk when I get home.
Jeez.
Look, I gotta pee.
Pee-pee.
You have to do something about Penny. And if I had another significant aspect of my life, I'm sure she'd be interfering with that too. You're the one who said hello to her when she moved in.
Dude.
Just tell her to leave you alone.
I even changed my Facebook status to Sheldon Cooper wishes Penny would leave him alone.
Wowie.
What am I supposed to do?
I don't know, but if you don't think you're some, I shall become very difficult to live with.
Yes, I shall become.
That's when it'll become difficult.
No, Fritz, I need you on my flank. Flankenzy, flankenzy.
Flankenzy.
Hey, Penny.
Busy.
Listen, Penny.
Ugh, Queen Penelope AFK. What?
Queen Penelope.
Good people. You know, they start playing these games and they find themselves addicted.
Yeah, get to the point. I'm about to level up here.
It's only gotten worse.
If a person doesn't have a sense of achievement in their real life...
Okay, boys, Queen Penelope's back online.
Cheetos in your hair.
Oh, thanks.
Get it.
Oh, yeah.
It looks stale
We'll
as hell.
snack for later.
Wow.
Oh, Penny. It's okay.
Hey, Penny, it's me again, Leonard. I know, I'm just a little concerned about you.
There's a whole cutscene for this.
This is awesome.
Whoa! They paid $50 million to animate that with CGI.
I did.
Penny's been keeping him up at night.
Oh, no.
Me too.
Sheldon, wake up!
Danger! Danger!
Danger! We're drinking Sprite now.
Afternoon, men.
Men.
Juvenilizing me by excluding me from the set of adult males. I'm too tired to do this.
Oh, wow.
Heard you've been pulling all-nighters with Middle-earth Barbie.
She comes into my room.
I would postulate that she's escaping into the online world to compensate for her sexual frustration.
I do that too, probably in a different way.
Yes.
She's just trying to show up her self-esteem. It has nothing to do with sex.
Everything has to do with sex.
Yeah, that's what Freud said.
Jesus.
Well, I have no respect for Leslie as a scientist, or a human being for that matter. Concede her undeniable expertise in the interrelated fields of promiscuity and general sluttiness.
Okay.
Oh, yes, some sexual intercourse.
I'll take the bullet.
Noble sacrifice.
Are you currently involved in a sexual relationship?
No.
Would you like to be?
Yeah, Shelly.
Shelly.
Sure, why not?
Can I have your phone number?
My man.
Yeah.
Yes!
Hey, get it.
Oh! Ah! I want this.
Good for you, Sheldon.
Give me that plot line. I want it. Give me that plot line.
Dumb.
Go out with that boy. I want to see it. Spin-off, Gay Sheldon.
I must say, you're playing very well for a woman of 23.
22.
She's only 22?
Head over heels.
Oh, frenzy stance isn't working. Die, you undead mummy, die!
Die! She's man-spreading. She's becoming one of them. One of us.
One being always initiated by him. How do you prefer your sexual encounters to begin?
That's on the registration?
Oh, yes, it's quite extensive.
Yeah.
Okay, I totally like to initiate. I'm a big old 5.
Big old 5.
Hi.
Oh my.
Leonard, this is Tom.
This is Tom.
I explained to you about your little mistake in the cafeteria.
As was everyone else at the table.
Sheldon wears Volcom stone?
However, has been chosen by science as a suitable mate for Penny.
I don't know that brand too well, so.
It's like a skate brand. Or I associate with skate.
You got Penny to sign up for online dating?
No, of course
You
not.
did it for her.
Trickery and deceit.
Yes.
Even better.
Just like a character in the realm of Conan.
I'm surprised you struck out with Penny. Apparently she's a big old 5.
Sheldon, what do you want?
Oh, good. You got my note. Penny, this is Tom.
Hi, Penny.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Oh no.
With a bunch of noobs, they don't know what they're doing. We've got 1 assassin, 3.
I guess she just has like big, baggy, dirty, oversized clothes.
Tom, who is a sexually passive outdoorsman.
Whatever, I'll figure it out myself.
She's in her Peter B. Parker era.
I'm sorry, dude. She didn't look anything like her picture.
They never do.
I'm just gonna put a picture of the outline of the gray guy, the generic profile pic.
Who are you?
It is I, Sir Howard of Wolowitz.
Oh no. Oh Christ.
Can I interest you in an afternoon of spirited questing?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh my god, I need help.
Yes!
Ah, there it is.
Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
That was her
Oh.
wake up moment.
That was pretty funny. I'll give you that. All right. Listen, it's a hot, dense state, and then some shit happened. But wait, the pyramids autotrophs began to drool. It's all the pyramids.
Bang, bang, Penny with a bag.
Penny with a bag. All right, 219. On a recent trip to Las Vegas, I watched a grim, beer-bellied man row a gondola filled with tourists through the cold canals of Venice. This was his job. At some point, he had to have filled out an application and undergone an interview process to determine if he had the necessary skills to be a pretend gondolier 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. As he glided past me, I found myself imagining him walking into his house at the end of the day, tossing his keys into the cheap ceramic bowl by the front door and sadly calling out to his wife, "I'm home." To which she would cheerfully respond, "How was your work today, sweetie?" But instead of saying fine, which was how he answered that question every other day, he paused and considered the day's events and all the events that had led him to this point in his life. Then he crossed to the hall and took down a shoebox from the hat shelf, removed a small caliber pistol that he'd bought for home protection, and immediately bruised brains out all over the badly framed photograph of him rowing Perry Manilow.
My God.
Waking from my brief reverie, I found myself suddenly filled with compassion and respect for this stranger of the inland sea, compassion for his quiet desperation and respect that he chose not to take his cheerful wife with him. I don't know about you, but Vegas always does this to me. 1, 2, 3. We're moving on to episode 4.
Yep.
Come to Papa, you unkosher delight.
Yes, let's go.
I'm not necessarily talking to the food.
Break you off the gas.
Sit over there.
Lock him up.
Yep. Let's see how long it takes.
Baby wine.
No, don't.
No, don't ask.
Yeah.
It's because the university replaced the paper towels in the restrooms with hot air blowers.
Uh-oh.
Air blowers are incubators and spewers of bacteria and pestilence.
This is true.
It'd be more hygienic if they just had a plague-infested gibbon sneeze my hands dry.
Yes, let's see that. Cut to that.
It's got the most amazing
Rush, do you think you'll ever be able to talk in front of me without being drunk?
What's that happened to that experimental medication?
Yeah, because it wasn't working. Just kept having them ticks.
Goodbye, you poor, strange little man.
You're a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
Remember that little planetary object I spotted beyond the Kuiper Belt?
2008 NQ sub 17.
Or as I call it, Planet Bollywood.
Hey, let's go.
People magazine is naming me one of the 30 under 30 to watch.
Okay, all right, Raj.
30 what? To watch what?
30 years of age to watch as they challenge the preconceptions of the field.
Oh, that's a good summation.
A million guesses. I never would have gotten that.
The guy who's doing something about hunger in Indonesia, and Ellen Page, star of the charming independent film Juno.
Now, Elliot Page.
Do I get an honorable mention for designing the telescope camera mounting bracket you used?
Humble boy from New Delhi overcame poverty and prejudice and journeyed to America to reach for the stars.
Poverty? Your father's a gynecologist. He drives a Bentley.
It's a lease.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Think we got ownership money?
Peer review committee to determine which scientists would be included?
You're mad you're not included, Sheldon.
People picked me.
Yeah, the people.
I mean, exactly who are these people? What are their credentials? Any other scientific accomplishment made by someone under 30?
I bet Ellen Page's friends aren't giving her this kind of crap.
Jeez.
You proud of yourself?
In general, yes. There's my missing neutrino. Hiding from me is an unbalanced charge. Subatomic Dickens.
Ya Dickens.
Getting your Dickens.
Oh, good. We can take it off the milk carton.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Apologize? For what?
Well, he came over last night with some pretty good news, and we weren't very supportive.
I sense you're trying to tell me something.
Really?
We're a colossal asshap.
No, I beg to differ.
They're trying to tell you.
How will Raj ever reach true greatness if his friends lower the bar for him? My sister bought our father a world's greatest dad coffee mug. And frankly, the man coasted until the day he died.
Anyway, what if this People magazine thing is the best Raj is ever going to achieve?
I often forget other people have limitations.
You can feel sadness.
Not really. It's what you and I would call condescension. When we go in there, let's show Raj that we're happy for him.
But I'm not.
I'm not.
Yeah, I can't lie. Hire DJ Qualls.
Without my stabilizing telescope mount, he never would have found that stupid little...
Fine. What do you want me to do?
Smile.
Stop smiling. Oh, please start it off.
Crap, that's terrifying.
He looks like he's killing him.
Yeah.
Try less teeth.
You so much. Turtle.
He's not turtly enough for the turtle club.
Oh, he's so much teeth for you.
Celebrate your 30 under 30 thing. Right, Sheldon?
Oh, Jesus.
He looks like Pee-wee.
He does.
It's very nice of you. I would like that.
Hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
Dr. Gablehauser.
Dr. Cooper.
Dr. Gablehauser.
Mr. Wolowitz.
Damn.
Admiral.
Disrespect.
Admiral.
Who in this room discovered a star?
NQ sub 17 is a planetary body.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
My exotic young friend
Oh.
are my star.
You merely noticed he was here, much like he did.
Sheldon?
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Oh, God.
Well, we got to get you into a better office, something more suited to your status.
That's a little tiny.
How about if I put you in Von Gerlich's old office?
I'd rather have fish pinds. It's big office.
I can't even get paper towels in the men's room.
Sheldon?
Damn, this is hard.
Ouch.
Oh, please stop it.
What do you think the business of this place is?
Science?
Money.
Told you.
This boy's picture in People magazine is going to raise us a pile of money taller than you.
Wow.
Yeah, kiddo.
I have a master's degree.
Who doesn't?
I doesn't.
I definitely don't.
Polly, have you ever had lunch in the president's dining room?
There was a president's dining room.
No, it's the same food as the cafeteria, only fresh.
Let's
My
get
lunch in the president's dining room.
You can stop smiling now.
it.
Gee, I'd love to, Raj, but I can't make it.
Oh, okay. Leonard?
No.
I can make it, but I won't.
Tell him.
Very direct.
Well, there's a reception for my magazine article on Saturday.
And you guys aren't going? Raj is celebrating a tremendous accomplishment, and you're not even going to be there to support him?
Accomplishment would be if the planetary body he discovered were plummeting toward Earth, and he exploded it with his mind.
Cut to that.
Come on, this is huge. Raj is going to be in People magazine, and he didn't even have to knock up one of the Spears sisters.
Wow.
Would you like to go with me?
No.
Of course I would. I would be honored.
Really?
He's not going to be able to talk to you.
Shame on you guys.
Shame!
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 I got a date with Benny. I can't believe it took you a whole year.
Dude, you need to get like a Camelback with that.
I'm going to be in People magazine.
Yeah.
Hey! I thought that was Charlie Sheen from behind.
Little 2.5 Men crossover. Oh my.
Oh, Lord. Yikes.
Oh, Lord indeed.
You!
I know. I'm resplendent like the noonday sun, am I not?
Starting with the champagne a little early, aren't you?
It was in the limo. I just love saying limo. Here.
Limo.
Oh, I'm ready.
That's what you're wearing?
Oh, God.
Bro, Safine. What the hell?
You know, redonkulous.
No.
Redonkulous.
No Disruptor Raj.
You're redonkulous.
No Silicon Valley Raj.
Well, this is all the donkulous you're going to get tonight.
All right, it's time to raise the roof.
Dude.
You look very nice.
Thank you.
Ah.
Do you see my limo downstairs?
Yeah.
It's bigger than the house my grandfather grew up in.
Terrific.
It has more food, too.
Oh my God.
You don't have to sulk about Penny anymore. Look, there are hundreds of Croatian women just waiting for you to contact.
Oh, Lord.
There you
Anything
go.
for a greencard.com?
Get him, Howard.
You were definitely doing that.
Start bringing people over.
My username, it's wealthy big.
That's my band.
WBP.
WBP.
So you're just gonna sit around here and mope while Penny is out with Dr. Apu from the Quickie Mart?
Wow.
Jesus.
What a wow.
Isn't he your friend?
That is a bit
Can't be
racist.
racist. He's a beloved character on The Simpsons.
He's not around much these days.
Will this show redeem the creepy racist? Let us know in the comments below.
It's for the chicken with broccoli to be diced,
symbol.
not shredded.
It does look familiar.
Yes. Brown rice, not white.
Yes.
Did you stop at the Korean grocery and get...
Brown rice, let's go.
What took you so long?
Just sit down and eat.
The cat shirt.
All right, it's shredded. What do you want me to do?
Ouch.
Were you distracted by the possibility that Kuthra might have intercourse with Penny tonight?
Jesus.
Let's get it.
This situation with Kuthra brings to mind a story from my childhood.
More tales from the panhandle.
I'm from East Texas, the Gulf region, home to many Vietnamese shrimpers.
Do the shrimpers feature in your story?
No. When I was 8, a Montgomery Ward delivery van ran over our family cat, Lucky.
Dead cat named Lucky. Continue.
Provided me with the opportunity to replace him with something more suited to my pet needs. I wanted a griffin.
Okay.
Griffin.
Same.
Yes, half eagle, half lion. I was studying recombinant DNA technology. My parents were unwilling to secure the necessary eagle eggs and lions.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so unreasonable.
Lessons when she wanted them.
It all roots back to them. They're the source of all your woes.
Not that we don't all enjoy a good lion story.
It sounds like a jackass bit waiting to happen.
Perhaps this is an opportunity to create a better cohort.
You want to breed a new friend?
Make an android friend.
The Japanese, they're doing some wonderful work with artificial intelligence. Now,
Oh, no.
Combine that with some animatronics from the Imagineers over at Disney. We're playing Halo with a multilingual Abraham Lincoln.
There you go.
Man.
Get the Hall of Presidents. Break in the Hall of Presidents, steal Lincoln, upload Chappie to him.
For the record, it could kill us to meet new people. And I'm not insane. My mother had me tested.
Yeah, definitively.
Do you get a new friend? He should be a guy you can trust.
You should have a lot of money and live in a cool place down by the beach where we could throw parties. You should know a lot of women.
Oh, my.
That should be stayed far away from you.
Okay, we're agreed. Our new friend is going to be Iron Man.
Yes, get him. It's the Marvel
Tony
season.
Stark. Leonard and Howard didn't take a single bite. I remember Sheldon and Howard didn't take a single bite that whole.
Raj Mahal.
The Raj Mahal.
Wait, the evening's not over.
Yes, it is.
No, it's time to put on some R. Kelly and suck face.
Ew, dude.
Both of those things.
Daddy calling from India. I want you to meet my parents. Hello, mommy, daddy.
Hello, Mom and Daddy.
Mommy, daddy, I want you to meet my new squeeze.
My
Ew.
squeeze.
I can't see her. Center her in the frame.
Center her in the frame.
She's not Indian.
So she's not Indian. The boy's just sowing some wild oats.
Oh, jeez.
Sewing, no squeezing, and no sucking face.
Yeah, none of the S's.
Is this little hotsy totsy who you want as the mother of your grandchildren?
Go home, Penny.
Penny.
You don't deserve this.
Justice for Penny.
Want to try the local cuisine?
Dude!
You don't want it for a steady diet.
Penny!
Now you listen to me.
She's right there.
I'm a child, and I will not be spoken to like one. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go throw up.
Protect Penny. Guys.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. Maybe it's the local cuisine.
Yeah, doesn't agree with his tender tummy.
And I'm gonna leave, so namaste.
No, don't let them watch you leave.
And FYI, you'd be lucky to have me as a daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Amen.
I like that.
Oh,
No,
no.
you need to shut up.
Oh, yeah, you do like that. You're about to get whipped.
Mm-hmm.
She's about to show you what for.
Oh, Raj leaving an apology note.
Oh, Raj.
Raj, what are you doing? No notes. If you have something to say to me, say it.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sweetie, it's okay.
No. No. No.
Oh, wow.
Weird.
What a fun way to end that.
And then those 2.5 men, they all grew up and became these 4. All right, let's get it. 221. We once again arrived at a moment in history where the truth can be defined as, quote, that which you can make other people believe. The methodology for creating that belief is repetition. Say something enough times and it becomes for millions of people the truth. I am endowed like a stallion. This is why control of the media equals control of the populace. I am endowed like a stallion. And also why a state-run television news channel is so very dangerous. I am endowed like a stallion. Now there are those who would argue that this already happened and that certain cable news channels, a certain cable news channel is actually a covert extension of our government. I am endowed like a stallion. The fact that the channel is run by a high-ranking party official, an anchor person from that channel became a White House spokesman, and another top-ranking party official became an on-air news commentator is often used to make this argument. I am endowed like a stallion. Of course, this fact would be entirely inconsequential if the oft-repeated falsehoods they attempt to embed into the zeitgeist were simply amusing or, at worst, inane. I am endowed like a stallion, but unfortunately, this is not the case. I am endowed like a stallion. The heavy repetition of lies and smears for political gain by no means is inconsequential. I am endowed like a stallion, which is why each and every one of us must use whatever resources we have at our disposal to disseminate the actual truth. I am endowed like a pony. Put it in dark mode, Chuck. 1,
Damn it,
2,
Chuck.
and the next one. Yes,
Hey.
vibe. 100% feel it.
Good morning, Leonard.
Good morning.
I bought these Star Wars sheets. They turned out to be much too stimulating to be compatible with a good night's sleep.
Just hang them on the wall.
Yeah.
Tapestry.
I was up all night using the new free electron fraction experiment.
Did the laser accidentally burn out your retinas?
No.
Then you can drive. Let's go.
Ouch, dude.
Good night, Sheldon.
But how am I going to get to work?
Take the bus.
They don't have seat belts, and they won't let you lash yourself to the seat with bungee cords.
Oh, wow.
Why not?
Tried to lash yourself to the seat with bungee cords.
I didn't try. I succeeded.
Yeah.
For some reason, it alarmed the other passengers, and I was asked to debus.
Divas.
Big boy, you'll figure it out.
Don't talk to me like I'm a child. Now take me to return my Star Wars sheets.
Yes, my grown man sheets.
Penny,
Sheldon, what is it?
Yeah, Squidward.
you have to drive me to work.
Yeah, I really don't think I do.
Didn't you recently state that you and I are friends?
Serial storytelling.
Hey.
I'm given to understand as an integral part of the implied covenant of friendship.
Implied covenant of friendship.
Oh, dear God.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was interrupting your morning prayers. When you're done, we'll go.
The universe was in a hot, dense state, and nearly 14 million years ago, expansion started. Started with a bang, bang, bang.
And working all night.
Thank you for driving me to work.
You know this is my day off, Sheldon.
Oh, good. I'm not keeping you from anything. Your check engine light is on.
Mm-hmm.
It's been that way for a while, I bet.
It's fine. It's been on for like a month.
Check your engine.
Sheldon, it's fine.
If it were fine, the light wouldn't be on. To let you know it's not fine.
I don't know, maybe the light's broken.
Is there a check the check engine light? Oh.
What?
Sarcasm.
Drinking coffee while driving reduces one's reaction time by the same factor as an ounce of alcohol.
Do you have any alcohol?
Of course not.
Too bad.
Yeah, take you a 50s cruise.
Euclid Avenue is shorter as the crow flies, but it has speed bumps, which appreciably increase point-to-point drive time.
Bro.
But you have the con.
The con.
Ho!
Ho!
Do you know what the most common street name is?
Maine.
It's 2nd Street. Leonard and I often use our commute time to exercise our minds with brain teasers like that. We also play games.
Let's play a game.
Would you like to play one?
No.
Play a game.
Oh, come on, it's fun.
What if Sheldon was Jinx?
I'll say an element, and you say an element whose name starts with the last letter of the one I said, okay?
Yes, let's try.
Helium.
Mercury.
Now, you could say mercury.
Hey! Me and Sheldon got to ride together.
You say manganese, and I say europium, and there are no more M's. So congratulations, you win.
Hit another bump.
Let's play the whole game.
Do you want to go again?
Yeah.
How about we just have a little quiet time now?
All right. I'm finding your reckless nonchalance regarding the check engine light to be very troubling.
Oh, no.
Walk.
Get out.
Get out!
I'm not sure I'm capable of performing diagnostics.
I said get out.
Okay, we'll give it a shot.
Oh, my God. What if he can fix it? But she's going to speed away, yeah. Aww.
Oh, Leonard, there you are. I'm ready to go home.
I just got here.
Good, perfect timing.
Oh, jeez.
I need to get to the laser lab. You're just gonna have to find someone else to take you home.
Leslie.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I picked the wrong side.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Oh, God, not Euclid Avenue!
Euclid. Whoa. This has to be the back lot, right?
Why did Howard leave you in the middle of the road anyway?
Ouch.
We had a difference of opinion.
Over what?
Whether or not he was trying to kill me.
Yes.
Where are you going?
I'm taking you home.
Oh, no.
Oh, but I'm not going home. We have to go to the comic book store.
Oh, no. We gotta go to...
I have a better idea.
You want to go to Pottery Barn first?
That's the most important task.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Can you drive me to Pottery Barn? Maybe if I turn off the nightlight, I can keep the sheets.
Yes.
This is intervention.
Oh, no.
You need to drive, Sheldon. We got to get your license.
Sheldon, sit down.
I've never seen this view before. Interesting.
Oh, my.
Don't look at me like that. Everybody knows that's my spot.
Since episode 1?
Because we care about you that we've decided we have to speak up.
Enter Sheldon.
You're hurting the people around you, sweetie.
So we made you an appointment, and we want you to keep it.
What is it, driver's ed?
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem.
Sheldon, you need to learn how to drive.
This madness has to stop.
Yeah.
Penny's taking you to the DMV. I'm going to bed.
I have one condition.
What?
We have to stop at Pottery Barn and Radio Shack.
Fine.
And Soup Plantation.
And the comic book store.
All right.
Ooh, I want to go to the comic book store.
You live here now, Raj.
I like comic books.
You should have went with them.
Yeah. Well, Penny was around. He couldn't say it.
Yeah.
I still don't see why I need a driver's license. Albert Einstein never had a driver's license.
You know, I gotta ask, why didn't you just get a license at 16 like everybody else?
Examining perturbative amplitudes in n equals 4 supersymmetric theory, n equals 8 supergravity using modern twist-or theory.
Yes,
Exactly
exactly that. I want the shirt.
How about when you were 17?
Take this to the testing area, put your name at the top.
Octavia!
Octavia Spencer. Popping up all over the place.
Application?
She showed up in so many.
More of a theorist.
The application in your hand, give it to her.
Oh.
She shows up as so many like admin people before like popping off.
Right.
She's the nurse in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
And she's the check-in lady in Spider-Man 1.
There you go.
Does it say I give a damn?
Ooh!
Huh?
Get him.
No.
That's because I don't.
Yeah.
There's no possible way to answer that. A car length is not a standardized unit of measure.
Yeah.
Put down C.
I don't need your help, Penny.
Listen to that little girl, honey. Put C. Next.
Yeah, go on.
Sheldon, why are you arguing with the DMV?
How else are they going to learn?
Yeah, this is a teachable moment.
When are roadways most slippery? Now, okay, there are 3 answers. The correct answer is when covered by a film of liquids between the tire and the road to essentially 0.
Sheldon.
Here's your learner's permit. Go away.
Damn, dude.
I have many additional concerns about these questions.
Don't make me climb over this counter.
Dude, I want to see it.
Next.
That's not how that works, but okay. Good for you, Sheldon.
Yeah, but that's how it works if you're Sheldon.
That's it. Let's
Land
boot
party.
it up.
Let's go.
Booting.
Most people still did those. Maybe they do.
Bring it back.
Transport truck, Batmobile.
Oh, no.
Yes, Batmobile always.
Ford Taurus on the streets of Pasadena.
Statistically, red cars are stopped by police far more often than any other color.
What color do you want?
You know the pale blue of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber?
I'm familiar, yes.
Okay.
Turn on the ignition and shift into drive.
I haven't fastened my seatbelt yet.
Guys, safety first.
Okay, fasten your seatbelt.
Good space work. Yes, and.
Okay.
Now, are there airbags?
You don't need
I'll
airbags.
hit you in the face with a pillow.
Yeah,
There you go. Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
No. Ah! Playing with
Get that
GT.
pillow.
Playing with GTA physics, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Student driver!
How'd you manage to get on the 2nd floor of the Glendale Galleria?
Show us.
I quit.
The sounds are so overwhelming.
Yeah, oh, God. Wow. What a realistic simulator.
My leg! So wait, you're just gonna give up?
Oh, I'm not giving up.
Never surrender.
So what is it you're doing?
Transcending the situation.
Transcending the situation.
Sure you are.
I'm clearly too evolved for driving.
Transcend.
Elevate.
What does that mean?
Have you ever wondered why my little toes significantly smaller than the average for someone of my size?
I think about this constantly.
It's the first thing on my mind when I wake up.
I represent a distinct new stage in humankind, a homo novus, if you will.
Homo novus.
No, that's for anthropologists to decide. But
Any anthropologists who may be listening.
Please learn how to drive.
No.
I'm meant for greater things, like unraveling the mysteries of the universe.
How does the biologically superior Homo novus get to work tomorrow morning?
Homo novus doesn't know.
Doesn't novus.
Hang in there. Maybe you'll evolve into something with wings.
Hey.
Drink that Red Bull, Sheldon.
The Homo novus revelation. Oh, we're just gonna live at work.
Hey.
Good morning. There's some new kind of casual Friday I don't know about.
He decided it would be easier to just sleep in his office and shower in the radiation lab until I'm finished with my experiment.
But you finished your experiment a week ago.
Yep.
Dude, triple flash on Howard. Oh. What are we, whoa. What do we do? What do we
This is a
got?
new shot.
Ay, Dios mío. Otra vez. Deben ser ratas.
Uh-oh.
No hacen pan tostado y le cortan las orillas.
Oh, I love this. I
Trying
love
to do a
this
riff
so
on a
much.
telenovela right now.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Oh!
You saw nothing.
Phantom of the laboratory. Sheldon of the opera.
Sheldon of the opera, that's good.
Dude, we got there. As Octavia.
Hey.
She just showed up as herself, taking a day off to work at the DMV.
Yep.
Just
before
doing
her career took off.
Yeah, doing the Lord's work. All right, number 220. Friday morning, October 10th, 2008. Watching the market fall as precipitously as the hopes and dreams of NBC and ABC executives, I can't help but think that there are two bets I can make right now. One is the simple inertia of the world economy created by hundreds of millions of people creating and servicing stuff that people need and want, other people need and want. The other bet is on canned goods and guns. Since I've never actually fired a weapon and I'm not sure where my can opener is, I've decided to go with bet number one. If I'm wrong and the market continues to descend like a drug-addled hooker with vertigo, it's reasonable to assume that any new world order created by the complete collapse of that free market system will have little use for a comedy writer. For that reason, I think it's only prudent to hedge my bet. This weekend, I plan on learning a few new survival skills, beginning with foraging for berries and hiding from people whose skill set includes shooting wildlife from helicopters.
Beautiful. Well done.
The Euclid Alternative was the name of that episode. We also We also saw the Griffin Equivalency, the Barbarian Sublimation, the Codpiece Topology, and the Badfish Paradigm. Peeps, we did it. We banged. We theorized. We did all the stuff. Thank you for being here if you've made it here. Thank you for supporting this endeavor. Leave a like if you still like. And also, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when the next batch of Big Bang Theory episodes comes your way. And if you want to sync up with us, grab your own copy and use it to complete the Infinity Gauntlet of our experience here. You can come on over to patreon.com/therealrejects, bring your own copy there, and sync up with the full-length version of this reaction, watch-along style. Yeah. Anything that you see on the channel here with highlights, as you've just been watching, probably has a watch-along that you can sync up to over at the Patreon page. Also, we got a good community of people over there. You can save yourself a little discount on some teas, such as these at rejectnationshop.com. You get a glimpse at our shooting schedule day in and day out, and typically you would be able to ask us questions. I don't believe we have questions today because the schedule's been reworked a little bit behind the scenes. But yeah, we're doing the thing. We're feeling good. All right, how you feeling after the start of season 2, banging and theorizing?
Well, yeah. Before we got into the episodes, we're like, are they going to be the beginning of Leonard and Penny? But no, this is more of a false start. They had the one-off. We're going to try to be friends. Maybe we'll revisit it later down the line. Yeah. But yeah, this was the classic shenanigans with the gangs. We had 2 of our 5 episodes deal with people not wanting to deal with Sheldon, passing him along.
Yeah, that's a common. I feel like that's a common well we can go to. Yeah. We can go to that.
I feel like that's at least the 3rd time we've done that in the episodes we've seen.
Definitely is.
Which is fun. You have your witty, hilarious Sheldon episodes, and you have his Sheldon's nuisance episodes. And you know what? All are welcomed. And I'm happy they finally addressed the driving thing. It doesn't seem like he's gonna be driving anytime soon, but at least we had an episode revolving around it. But yeah, this was a fun block.
This was a fun block. It's interesting because it's one of those things where when they get together at the end of season 1, there is there's a will they, won't they a little bit, because you obviously see Leonard crushing over Penny, from his perspective a lot. But, there's little moments with Penny, like toward camera, just to us, where it's like, oh, is she kind of sweet on him? Does she think he's cute or something? Or is she just kind of like smiling, bemused for out of bemusement or like love for a friend, like you might smile to yourself. So yeah, it was a little bit of that. Like, I wonder if they had known how long they're going to go, if they might have done this whole thing differently. And I don't think it's a bad choice to do it the way they did, but it's at the same time it kind of resets the status quo pretty quick. Right. It's like, okay, the date was okay. I don't know.
To see the day, yeah. So we just figured that it was, they had a pleasant time, but she was concerned that he wasn't going to be into her because she wasn't smart enough, and then he had to put his foot in his mouth after Sheldon couldn't keep her secret because he got drugged up, and
that was funny.
Yeah,
I mean, Sheldon trying to keep the secret and then eventually confessing it, and then the way Leonard doesn't quite handle that right. Yeah, it's like, oh, we got to be more delicate with this, and it's one of those things where you could have the characters talk about it a little more and maybe figure some of this out, but I get that it's a sitcom and we don't necessarily want to do that. So yeah, it's interesting because when they get back from the date, there's clearly nervous tension of some kind, and it was interesting to sit there and wonder because I'm like, oh, was this just an awkward date, or is the thing that Penny is stressed about the only thing that's the kind of stressor here? Like, does she actually quite like him? She's just afraid of what she perceives to be this gap in intellect. So interesting. They could have done more. I'm sure they will, though, at the same time. So like, I'm kind of withholding too much crit on that just because, I wouldn't have expected, you don't necessarily, I don't know when they found out they would get picked up for a season 2, but I feel like you would end the season that way, kind of, if you're just like swinging for, we've got to leave it all on the table for season 1 and then hopefully we get back or whatever. But either way, I like when they do little jokes and asides, like Sheldon is trying. It's interesting the way they handle continuity because they have started calling back to stuff, and yet throughout this I was frequently reminded of like, Sheldon, you came up with a whole ass operation, like you schooled Leonard on like how to lie, or at least like how to take a lie very seriously, suggesting that you're not just the person who could never uphold a lie. So that's a little it seems like they needed that for the bit, which is fine, but because it led to some funny stuff, and them all passing him around, like you said, it's kind of like a frequent device, is everyone passing him around, and actually that does make for a pretty handy way to get at least different Sheldon-based duos happening. And
that's a good point.
I was particularly tickled by I am generally tickled by character asides like him and Raj on the couch arguing over like Indian movie actors.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's just a thing about the characters that's unexpected and funny. So like more of that, por favor, I say. But yeah, I was sad for Leonard and Penny.
I want to see them work it out because and again, it's just the nature of the type of show this is. Like, yeah, let's have some conversations about it. Clearly you guys are into each other. She wanted to make him jealous when they were both making out in the following episode with their respective love interests. And yeah, I'm very curious about how the timeline of this works because it seemed like season 1 and the end of season 1 and the beginning of season 2 are the same night. But that same night that he asked her out, or within that same episode, she got broken up with or she dumped her last guy who talked about their sexual exploits. So I'm like, there has to be some semblance of a jump here, but I'm getting too into the weeds with it because it's not about all that. It's about the shenanigans of our cast and whatnot.
I think they could define some of the stuff. It's like during the second episode where they're both going out on the dates, I was like, I guess Penny is concerned somewhat with making Leonard jealous, but I'm a little vague on like, Leonard wants it to happen. I can't really tell. I can't really read Penny on this. I can't tell how much she likes him or not, really.
Yeah, I was like, do you not want to date him because your fear of like not being good enough, and then he has fears of not being cool enough for her? So their insecurities are on different spectrums, but there's an alignment in there as well. But clearly, I feel like he's still into her, and I feel like she can tell that.
He's still into her. It's again, I don't know how much to put on this will they, won't they. It seems like a thing that you would want to have be an element of the show because you've gone to the trouble of establishing it and paying and unpaying it. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just... I part of me appreciates the sort of like you have to kind of zoom in and be like, what is the vibe here? But at the same time, it's kind of up to me to wonder as it feels. But I love that we get Leslie periodically. I think she's a fun just foil for Sheldon and a fun presence on screen generally, a fun kind of mixer-upper and a welcome like femme presence in the nerd, aspect of the show. And so it's always a joy to see her and, her and Sheldon squaring off. And then ultimately, like, I felt for Leonard in that episode when they get into the whole like loop versus string theory debate, and then it wrecks their whole thing. I hope she doesn't not come back at all into the show after that, because that was just a sad and funny
wasn't
way
she in the episode after that? I think she was.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they just kind of reset the status quo with them.
Yeah, and they still just kind of hang out anyway. I really actually enjoyed the Penny Age of Conan episode.
That was my favorite
really
of the
funny,
block,
which is apparently a real game.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna have to check that out. But I like getting a Penny-centric episode that had her with an actual plot line. I feel like there are a lot of times where she is there to be straight man or to be like an object of other people's plots and desires.
Yeah, I'm hoping that she gets like her own stories, her own agency within the story for sure.
She's like a fun performer, and I like obviously the contrast is part of it, and obviously like her charm as like a more audience eyeline and also hot person character. Like all those things are fine, and like I just this was fun. Like let her do some comedy too, and let her play. I wish sometimes it seems like she's part of the ensemble, and like the outward impression going into the show is that she's one of the main characters. So like I don't know, we've had more direct plots, I would say, for at least Raj, kind of Howard. So this was just a nice opportunity to get one with Penny, and I just loved her getting so into Age of Conan.
It's so interesting to have a sitcom based around people where most of the cast is conventionally unlikable.
Yeah. Or at least
I feel like Penny and Leonard are the only likable ones, because Raj becomes an asshole when he's drunk. Howard's a creep. Sheldon is overbearing and condescending and kind of sexist as well. So I was just like, God damn, y'all.
Yeah,
Shit.
really, like Penny and Leonard are the two most relatable, like earnest characters. And I mean, there's a lot of fun. It is interesting because, you have to kind of calibrate and adjust and kind of be in conversation with the idea that like my question that arises when we're watching this is like, how much It's Always Sunny is in this stew? How much? Because like, again, it seems like you are allowed by my perception of the intent of the text to get annoyed with the characters when it is called for, when they are being overbearing, condescending, annoying. Like they are allowed to oscillate who is more the villain in any dynamic. So yeah, I'm like, how much in a show like in a show like Friends, characters are allowed to be in the wrong, but generally you're supposed to like always kind of, they're still like, but I love you. Yeah. And sometimes, this dips into that Always Sunny territory where it's like, you gotta know, like the game of the scene has to be that this is not to get into like a depiction as endorsement debate, but it seems like Penny and Leonard are the two that are like almost ubiquitously relatable, and even when they fly off handle or something like that or do something bad, you kind of get why, or get the folly, whereas the other three are so much their own nature that they're just, you're either with them or you're not.
I will say that the show knows when to have those levels, because you don't have all three of them being unbearable at the same time.
Yes.
Like it'd either be a Sheldon's the asshole episode, or Howard's having those weird moments, or an episode where Raj is drunk. They don't have all of them do that weird stuff. But speaking of weird stuff, in this block, is Wolowitz getting locked up?
Dude, is he getting locked up in this block? He just said a bunch of creepy stuff. What did he do? In
the first episode, he had the cam and he like looked down Penny's shirt.
That's pretty creepy.
Yeah,
we don't like that. But that's in the stairwell, so I guess he's narrow. If he had put the cameras in Penny's place, I'd say lock him up immediately. Yeah. He's got the cameras in the stairwell.
That's like one step away from cameras in the bathroom.
The stairwell?
The stairwell cam was one step away from bathroom cams.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
Because it's a public space.
So
because not in your home, your private home bathroom. Yeah, maybe no, but even a bathroom is a private space if you got a camera in the stall. Like, and even I would argue probably not even by the sink. So let's not have a camera in the bathroom. But if you do have a camera in the bathroom, only where the sinks are.
I can agree with that.
Camera in the stairwell is you could argue if you wanted to. If someone killed Wolowitz and someone else of greater moral fiber gained control of the camera, this could just be an asset to the building.
This could be.
I'm gonna it's the shadow of the doubt problem, right? And clearly we have evidence of the fact that he used the camera for non-taxpayer purposes or building tenant purposes.
Yes.
So, definitely getting written up. Locked up this week. I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe not quite locked up. Written up. Got some warnings.
And he got punished fairly by Sheldon a couple times.
Yeah. He had to stay at his place.
I'm trying to remember though. I got to keep better. You know what? Next block. Every time he does something, we got to start make this a game of the blocks. We'll start keeping track.
Yes.
Because I'm like, is there something I missed? Because he'll make an offhand there's these two things. It's like I want to start noting when they get me with like a real good, like the first episode, like throughout these blocks, like there are different kinds of humor, but every once in a while they'll get a legit just like clean, not clean in terms of like raunch, but like just like a, oh my God, what a joke.
Yeah.
Like what a joke. Like just like in any comedic context, excellent joke. And there were a couple of those in here too.
Yeah.
So
the first one that comes to mind for me is I think one we both really liked was "Release Me from My Oath."
Release Me from My Oath was great. Which is such a funny and yeah, like sometimes it'll be just like the right parlance for a quirky character turn combined with the right editing as well, because it's just like the way that scene is orchestrated. And yeah, there was something else in there. There was like a little bit more of like a setup and delivery kind of in one scene. But anyway, like yeah, we gotta log the Howard offenses.
Yes,
I think, but let us know if we've forgotten anything. Because
the lock 'em up log.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone's gonna get locked up this week, it was Raj, man.
Yeah,
like, Raj
that was crazy.
Was unhinged when he got the whole 30 under 30 thing. Not
cool.
Not cool. And to be fair, like it was a fun game too, watching them all be like, no, we gotta be nice, and then like watching him just descend until you're like, okay, screw it, this guy needs to be humbled. So yeah, and then the little sorry at the end, cute.
I was like, okay, all right, he redeemed himself in his own way.
Yeah, and then Sheldon learning to drive. I honestly, I don't know if I want Sheldon on the road. I don't know if Sheldon would be able to like focus on driving. I think it would
critiquing everybody else on some shit.
Yeah, or just like getting caught up with shit in the car, and I don't know. I feel like he would be doing a lot of like atypical driving maneuvers. I feel like you'd have him stopping at random times for stuff, or like changing speeds at odd ways, or like splitting lanes for some arbitrary reason because it's better to drive on this part of the road than that part of the road because of the sloping of the whatever parabola of the range of sine, cosine, and tangent geometry and algebra and trigonometry and all that shit.
He would definitely have his specific like non-neurotypical sort of things happening in the car. He would have to get the seating position right and the air right, because we know how he is about his
exact
seats.
Right car.
That as well.
Like
he'd be pissing off the car dealership.
Yeah.
With how many different cars he'd want to sit in.
Yeah.
Before he picked one.
Yeah. So I don't know. They need to find him a carpool.
Yeah. Or,
or just have him live at the lab.
Yeah. And this is still 2008, so this is before Uber exists. So maybe when Uber exists, they won't have a problem anymore.
There you go, young Sheldon. We do have a couple questions today, though. They got him in there. So let's jump in.
Hey-yo.
Let's see. Oh, hey, let's start with a comment. Just a comment from Mr. 47. Appreciate you chiming in. Not a question, but thanks for all the content you put out. Times can be tough out there, but hanging out with y'all and watching content together will never not be a good time. Shout out to the rest of y'all and the rest of the Reject crew. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Love you very much for chiming in, and I'm really glad y'all are enjoying these. Shia Silverstein.
Alrighty, hey John and Aaron, what do you think of how codependency with Sheldon's character is played off and compared to Rachel at the start of Friends, as we see more of it with Sheldon in season 2? Was she codependent? Was Rachel codependent like that?
Not to this degree.
I don't remember her being that way.
I mean, I certainly remember her having to become more independent,
Yeah, she's codependent of her parents, not her friends.
Yeah, or at least like among her friends, she's a little naive, a little oblivious to what's going on, and thus is sort of like ignorantly dependent in some ways, or codependent in some ways. But yeah, part of the arc of her character is watching her start to fend for herself. I think it's a different dynamic here just because like the characters are wired differently. So
totally,
yeah, in this context, I mean, I think it's an interesting thing, and I think it, the way they draw it, there's some, again, this is more coming to my mind because of the lying thing. There's certain times where like the consistency of character isn't always there from episode to episode, but the way they draw it, by and large, I believe of Sheldon.
Yeah,
he seems like the things he is codependent about make sense, and the things where he's very much sort of single-minded and off on his own, those also make sense, or at least they do in the moment. So like to me, it feels more like a device for comedy in this context, whereas with Friends, it feels more like a device for character growth and the comedy therein.
I wholeheartely agree with that.
But I'm rooting for serialized growth, for Sheldon.
Yeah, we're in season 2 of, if you guys keep watching, 12 seasons of this. So I would imagine that there's some semblance of growth over the course of that a decade and a fifth. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Math.
Now on math, baby. On to the next question.
Molly Curie, do y'all agree with Coy? Is this show a misinterpretation of nerds? Are you offended? Is this insulting your intelligence?
I'm not offended. I don't think it's an interesting question because I feel like being a nerd, especially now, has so many different umbrellas of what that means and what that looks like. I think this show is a representation of specific types of people that can be within the nerd umbrella that are not representative of my experience of what it's like to be a nerd. But I do believe that people like these nerds exist. But because this is such a popular show, the representation is so limited, people might feel like this is what nerds are like as a monolith or as a whole. But I feel like this is just a microcosm of a specific type of nerd.
Yeah,
that is heightened.
Yeah, I would pretty much completely agree. It's like the nerds are not a monolith. Yeah. There are all kinds of nerds. And we live in an enlightened time where we now realize that even people who weren't classified as nerds before are kind of nerd, like people who know every fucking thing about baseball or football or whatever ball are sports nerds, are athleticism nerds.
100%.
These guys are more, this show is about nerds who spend more time in the science lab section of nerddom than in the comic book. Like, this isn't a show. Like, I guess I would say that I don't agree with Coy completely because I don't think Coy would deign to watch the show and check it out. And I would just say that, like the thing that is missing from his perspective on it is the fact that this isn't a show about comic book nerds solely, and it's not really going out of its way to use comic book nerddom as a driving force. If anything, it's mostly for wardrobe.
Yeah.
They have the props. Like, obviously there's overlap. But I don't know. I get what rattles people's cage about this. But it's a popular, like this is in a position where it has to be occupying multiple Venn diagrams. Like I think that it's like the overly verbose scientific turns of phrase have to be written by somebody who knows a little something about that science, or at least enough to like use the nomenclature comedically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's just like you said, it's a kind of nerd. It's a caricature of a kind of nerd, and it's also applying a caricature of a kind of nerd to a set of relatively tried and true trope characters with a handful of variations. It's like you've got the overly horny one, you've got the like rigid, Sheldon is kind of like some aspects of a Monica, even though he's not as loose as she is.
See that for sure.
He's like the over-organized one. Howard is like the Joey, I guess you could say.
The closest thing, but just
Raj,
Joey, was failing.
He's the horny one. Like, for lack of a better word, he's the horny guy. And then, you've got the rigid one, and then you've got Raj is a bit of a wild card here. You've got Penny, who in this context is the hot girl.
She's the Rachel.
She's the Rachel. So it's odd. I don't know if it's like this isn't your Rosetta Stone for all of nerddom. It's interpolating some nerd stuff just fine. I wouldn't say that you should, if you were an alien trying to gather who and what nerds are, don't just only use this. Like, no one piece of media is really going to account for that.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the hate for the show stems from two things. One, a lack of representation coupled with the level of popularity of the show.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of other options for people, this might be what people associate nerds to be, especially in something like 2008. But obviously that has evolved since then. So yeah, I think we just need more things that are representative of nerd culture. And I feel like a show that is... And maybe you've seen this, or maybe you can correct me on this, but a show that's like the antithesis of this, that is like for nerds, would be like something like Community.
Community, or people often bring up like Freaks and Geeks, which again, those are both going for... Community is going for a closer vibe in terms of the actual formatting. Or even I think of, again, different but similar Silicon Valley. But yeah, I would say if anything you could argue is a misinterpretation or is like an unflattering interpretation, it's less the nerd stuff and more like the interpersonal social stuff. It's more and I'm not trying to sit here and get grumpy about the show, but I think it's easy to see that there are certain jokes that are again predicated on dudes being creepy and to some degree predicated on misogyny and stuff like that, or at least like Penny is often an object of again people's desires and machinations and whatever else. Like, I think those are the things that are more worth if you're gonna get mad about something, I guess I would more look toward those things. And I'm saying that as a person who, like, I think the whole Raj physically can't talk to women thing is both kind of fun in an absurd way, but also is like a very worn out trope of nerds, which I don't think is necessarily helping, but it's not also like, again, nerd, they're way more marginal. It doesn't pay to compare marginalizations that much, but there are more pressing instances of marginalization to tend to than just nerds as a broader social, because it's like more of a social thing. It's less of like an intrinsic cultural thing. It's a social thing. So it's like the misinterpretation of nerds to me is the whole like, what are women? Which, I mean, hey, like every person can experience a version of it. It's hard to talk to someone I'm attracted to. So I feel like those are the things that are less, or that are just more easily inviting of anger than like how do they portray comic book nerds or science nerds.
Yeah, it's so interesting. A show like this existed before the fresh and fits and the Andrew Tates and the Manosphere.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some of these characters would buy into that shit.
I was gonna say, man,
Howard and Raj would probably buy into that shit.
30 under 30 Raj is like part of Hustler University.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he signed up that night. Like they cut that scene out
For sure. That's funny.
So yeah, it's that. It's Howard. It's Howard needing to be locked up that I think is the misinterpretation of nerds, perhaps. I mean, but again, you have a spectrum of things, and this has to be widely appealing. So it's obviously not going to be the most nuanced portrayal if you want a nuanced portrayal of nerds. It's not here to serve that function. It's here to be a classic sitcom with nerd skins on top of it.
100%.
And some fancy verbiage. So I'm not mad, but I think it's a fun debate to talk about. Anna Karen.
Hey guys, in one episode we see Penny becoming addicted to online gaming. Any fun memories you had as a child or any time you were or are obsessed with a video game that you couldn't stop playing?
Oh man, yeah, of course. I mean, back in the day when it was like computer games, I got big into The Sims, obviously, and Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Okay,
always building, always trying new stuff out, and then you get the actual video game. If we're talking computer, those were probably the ones for me. But then, you got N64 back in the day. Yeah. Star Fox, I played the shit out of that game. Mario, like they did here. And I mean, I remember back in the days playing NES and stuff, and you can't save, so you there's a different level of obsession when you can't save, and you're like, I gotta leave it paused. Turns it off, and so I mean, it comes and goes. And now as someone who I've been trying, when I get moments of time to go back and play some actual games that I want to get back in touch with. But as at this stage in life, usually it'll be like, some random app game will entice me, and then I'll play that for a few weeks, kind of when I need brain dead time.
Something to pass the time. I don't play games as much as I used to, but my biggest gaming period was like early COVID. I played a lot of Rocket League, hella Rocket League for days and hours on end. I played all 5 Uncharted games in the span of 7 days.
Hell yeah.
Also Breath of the Wild. Pre-COVID, I was deep in the hold of that game when that came out. I had to complete it 100%. And that's an open world video game. And that was the last truly open world game I kind of dove myself into because I knew how captivating and how all consuming that was. I would say those are the main ones for me. But there was something real that they said in here where it's just like, I think Leonard said it, just like, you get sucked up in the game so you can kind of substitute some feeling of not feeling accomplished in your life, so you get this feeling of being accomplished within the game itself. I'm like, that's real, and I for sure did that, and I'm sure a lot of people do that. And the fact that this show is like nearly 20 years old, and that was still something that was prevalent is wild. Because I'm sure that's only even something that's even more prevalent now. Not to say that's universal for everybody, but I know that's definitely a thing that people kind of experience.
Well, now people are coming out on the other side and realizing like, sometimes you need to gamify your life in order to take some mechanisms that the games give you to satisfy those needs and then apply them to the actual shit that you need to get done.
Exactly. Which also is great coping mechanism, great mechanism to get back into your life.
Definitely was also obsessed with Metal Gear and Resident Evil back in the day. We were playing a lot of both of those games. But leave us your gaming obsessions, por favor. Which, Stephanie Horton, thank you for chiming in. Which do you prefer in public restrooms, hot air dryers or paper towels?
I used to like the convenience of a hot air dryer, but then I realized the thing that Sheldon said in this episode was true. It do be hella germs when you do use the hot air dryer. So now I have switched to paper towels because I remember.
The Dyson one?
The Dyson, I feel like those are just as bad, if not worse.
Damn. All right.
I know it's hella convenient. You know, I'm not gonna touch anything, but you're getting all the warm air bacteria on your hands.
Yeah, but you're burning it off.
You would
it's
think.
Not hot enough for that. Yeah.
I know.
I guess I'll have to switch back to paper towels and start killing the planet.
Damn it.
But yeah, I mean, I personally prefer a hot air dryer, but I more deeply prefer whichever one is like more sanitary. I don't know. I guess I'd have to figure out the actual science on which is better for the Earth, which one's more sanitary, and then I'll make a decision from there. So
yes.
the jury's out. Pavel Kaczmarek. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Quick. Think of a question. I love you guys. You're becoming my favorite duo on the channel.
Oh.
Okay, that wasn't a question.
Oh God.
And thank you. That's very kind of you, Pavel. How upset are you, Aaron, that there's no main character named Monica so you can torture John? Keep being awesome. You both make it look easy. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't found something in this show yet that you can poke me with every week.
Not yet. But I will.
I'm watching you.
It'll come.
I'm watching you. I'm worried. I'm worried. I don't know what it's going to be in this universe.
Oh, we'll find out as time goes on.
Something Howard related. You're just gonna find a way. You're just gonna come into the studio with he purged Tara earlier today. You're gonna have like a Wolowitz life-size cutout that you're just gonna start like spooking me with all around the office.
Yes,
just
we're
like jumping out like.
We're just gonna keep it in the corner of the room.
Yeah,
for John at all times.
Yeah, man.
His eyes are gonna glow.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean,
yeah. Eventually, something will pop up. I'm sure.
Gosh,
It'll
man.
be great. Gosh.
We did it. We scaled another mountain of big bangs. We're banging bigly. Leave us your thoughts on this week's episodes. What was your favorite episode, favorite moment, favorite joke? Is Howard going to jail?
Is he going to jail? Does he need to go to jail?
Do you think this week Howard should have been convicted by a jury of his peers? Leave it all in the comments below, and we'll see you next week for season 2, episodes 6 through 10.
6 through 10.
Be well.
Adios.